to be here. So today I'm actually going to do a more collective message for everyone rather than the individual zodiac elements. I just want to, kind of see what everybody needs to hear right now. I feel like right now is an important time for us to just, even in spirit, come together and share love. Not necessarily space, but love for sure. So, we're going to dive into that. I hope all of you are well and safe and doing something that you enjoy doing nonetheless. Gonna have some tea. Alright, so let's jump right into it. So, for those of you who are new here, welcome and thank you for being here. I also want to share that energy is fluid, time is not linear. So with that being said, it may not apply to you right now. However, if it resonates, it resonates. If not, there are amazing YouTubers who also read whose messages may resonate with you. So don't be afraid to look around. But nonetheless, thank you for being here. Alright, so I'm going to pull 3 cards for us and then clarify them and get into it. See what's going on with everybody. See what we need to hear. See what spirit needs to tell us. What are the messages that we all need to know? Alright, now that those are good and shuffled, let's get into it. All these energetic shifts outside of just all the chaos that's been going on, the uproar that's been happening, but there's so much energy moving around right now, and it's an important time to ground, that's for sure. Definitely super important to ground right now. Spirit has a lot to say apparently. Okay. Oh. So because those fell, I'm going to draw them again. Alright, so I'm feeling here that there are some pretty big spiritual messages, if nonetheless. Right now is a good time for us to think about how we're going to build in longevity. Right now we're being forced inside so that we can better reflect outside. It's important to know what's going on within you so that you know how to navigate outside of you, because in all reality, that's how you do it. If you have a chaotic inside, you're running from yourself, you're not dealing with the things that you need to deal with in life, you're going to portray those exact same things in all aspects. So everything starts with you. So you have to make sure that you're reflecting on the way that you've been moving, and are you getting the desired results? If not, how can you change that? How can you fix that? How can you move forward? So think about that right now, especially. There are going to be some major decisions that need to happen, some major changes that need to occur, and ultimately those are within you and completely up to you. Have compassion for yourself, but also don't be afraid to use your intuition. I feel like a lot of you run from what your soul desires because you're afraid that it'll fail, you're afraid that it won't work, you're afraid that it'll fall. But the only failure that's really going on right now is the lack of effort. So what does that mean for you? Like, what does that mean to you? What can you do to get you one step closer to your dreams? I was watching Frozen 2, and one of the most amazing lines I've ever heard in my life, this is why I love cartoons, but one of the most amazing lines I've ever heard in my life is just take the next right step. You don't have to if you can't see the future in front of you, can't see all of that, just take the next right step. What's the next best thing you can do? What action can you take to benefit your future? Okay, so with that being said, just move with that light in mind. Whenever you're planning, whenever you're even taking action, does this benefit me for longevity? Does this fuel my future? Or am I wasting my time here? So, just to let you guys know what I've got going on, I've got the 4 of Wands here, the Queen of Swords, as well as the Judgment card. And for me, these are very spiritual cards. as for me as a reader, I will say that. However, I also feel like these are very moving cards. These are cards of progressive energy, however, also very self-reliant energy. I feel like everything that it is that you're looking for, all the answers that you desire are inside of you. It's just up to you to choose. It's just up to you to finally make a decision. Truthfully, that's what it feels like here. I feel like some of you guys have had a really loud intuition lately. I mean, very assertive and straightforward intuition, and some of you are in denial. Hey, I'm just the messenger, okay? You have to honestly take a step back and make sure that you're being honest with yourself. You know, sometimes we just get caught up in the motions of everyday life, and being comfortable is easy, but it's not progressive. It doesn't get you where you want to go. You don't have to just live a mundane life and watch everybody live a great life on TV or through social media and get down on yourself about whether or not you ever get there. Are you trying to get there? What are you doing to try to get there? Are you being progressive? Are you looking forward? Huh? So with that being said, let's look into it. Let's clarify the Four of Wands and see what's really going on here. I'm seeing a lot of happiness. I'm seeing a lot of desirable emotions. I'll put it that way. I feel like having faith is what's going to help you right now. Simply just having faith that things are going to get better, that things are looking up. Oh my goodness, I got so many cards. So I'm going to take this one because it also fell out. And I'll read these. This is warm. So things are changing. Timelines are being reset. Karmic balances, karmic debts are all of that's coming in. Everything's being paid in full right now. Okay? So no, when the world resets, when we finally get back to what we think is normal, we have opportunities to create something brand new. You can go back into life. Hey, I don't want that result anymore, so I'm going to do something different. Now is the time, the perfect opportunity to go inside and figure out what it is that you really want. Figure out how you want to be assertive in your life, how you want to take control of your life, how you want to move forward in your life. Maybe some of you like creating things. It's time to create. It's time to do those things that scare you, that terrify you. You don't have to sit back and watch your life pass you by because you feel stuck in a cycle. You are not bound to that. That is all in here. Okay, so what I got out of the Four of Wands was the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles, which for me is such amazing energy. Like, that is, okay, first of all, very stable energy. However, the happiness there is almost overwhelming. Like, it just feels so desirable. It feels so good. The joy that comes out of it. And the Four of Wands is already a community card. It's about, coming together and creating, building something solid, building something with longevity. And the Four of Wands can also mean, proposals. Someone out there could definitely be getting ready to get married, which, congratulations if that's the case. That's absolutely amazing, and I'm really excited for you. If you're already married, I'm feeling like things are really going to start leveling up in your household. There's really going to be a reboot to your entire love life, your entire home family life. There's going to be a lot of love to give, a lot of love to spread. However, be mindful of the way you use your words. I feel like we could have really good intentions, but still sometimes come off a little sharp-edged because we're being honest. In honesty, sometimes abrasiveness can concur. So just be mindful of the way you communicate. That's also just in the energy right now of just say what you mean, but be mindful of how others can receive you as well. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being honest, but when you're being rude. All right, let's see what the Queen of Swords is all about right now. For me, the Queen of Swords really means standing up for yourself, yeah. And the Queen of Wands coming out of that, just really standing up for yourself, deciding what it is that you want out of life, really making the decision. This is what I want, and this is what I'm going to do to get it. This is what I want. This is how I'm going to move to get it. Like, this is what I want. This is what I believe. So moving forward, things have to change. You know, you have to have faith. You can't always know how it's going to turn out when it comes to following your soul's purpose. I don't know how many spiritual leaders, especially spiritual community leaders, talk about that. When it comes to faith, you're not going to know how it's going to pan out. You just have to have faith that it will. The answers 9 times out of 10 only come as you go, as you level up, as you ascend. You don't start at first tier ascension, shadow work, healing, knowing everything about how your journey is going to unfold. I wish it was set up that way, but it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. So now is a good time for you to create those things that you've been waiting to create. Believe in those things you've been willing to believe in. Share those ideas that you've been waiting to share. Now is the perfect time to really do that, to really fertilize what makes you feel good. Not only about you, but about what you can do for others. Because everybody has a purpose. Everybody. Everybody has the ability to do something that they love and still service their community. You just have to find what that is for you. Whatever that is for you. If that's sitting behind a desk and fulfilling orders and dealing with customers over the phone, then that is your service. And that is something that you should be proud of. Just make sure it's something that makes you happy. Don't force yourself into a box that you don't fit in. There are going to be a lot of wish fulfillments coming out of this transit. However, things aren't as bad as they seem. This 9 of Swords especially lets me know that some of you this isolation may be forcing some of you into a depression or anxiety. And let me tell you right now, I love you. And be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Because it's not as bad as it seems. Once all of this is said and done, who you become, what comes of you out of all of this, is going to be something you're proud of. So you just have to keep going, keep moving. With longevity, you can make it all happen. You just have to be patient. You're not going to get the final product right now. You just started. You just started. So you have to take your time. Because anything that's built to last doesn't happen overnight. And anybody reputable will tell you that. So just take your time with it. You don't have to figure it all out. As long as every day you're trying, you're making an effort. Things right now are going to start to become a lot more fruitful. The world is a lot more magical than we think it is. It's not a linear platform. Let me tell you right now. Once you can accept the fact that the world is not linear, it gets so much easier to live. It gets so much easier to have faith, because you're not like, oh, well, this has to happen if I do this. 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen if you do this. You know what I mean? So you have to really get to a point where it's like, okay, these are the plausible outcomes if I do this. So let me make sure I'm doing something that's in one way or the other going to be beneficial. So let's look at the Judgment card. And this 9 of Swords just really lets me know that you need to breathe and ground. These are all thoughts. These are all it's all in your head. Really, it's time to take a step back and balance. Balance yourself out. Attack these thoughts. Attack the self-doubt. Where is it coming from? Find the source of it. It needs your attention. Through this Judgment, I feel the 10 of Wands came out as well as the 2 of Swords. And again, this is a lot of... Oh, that's too many. This is a lot of intellectual energy, a lot of heavy, burdensome energy that really doesn't have to occur. You don't have to live in it. You're choosing to. You can always take the blindfolds off and choose to see a different reality. It's just completely up to you to do so. Exactly. Just as I said. So, out of the Judgment card, we got the Ten of Wands, as well as the Two of Swords, and the Sun card. Okay? And I'm feeling more than anything that it's time for you to put this burden down. Whatever it is that you are really caught up in, whatever it is that you are telling yourself you can't do, is waiting on you. It is waiting for you to do it. It is waiting for you so that it can help prove to you how amazing you truly are, how capable you really are when you try. You tell yourself you can't do something before you even get the opportunity to try it, and I don't feel like that's fair. That is absolutely, by all means, nowhere near fair. There are a lot of amazing things on the horizon if you believe in them. The self-doubt is what's being counteractive. The self-doubt is what is getting in your way from being progressive. And I feel that some of you are burning out. You're spinning in circles. You're trying to figure out, okay, so what's the next move? Where do I go from here? I feel like some of you are having a hard time just sitting with yourself. And that alone lets you know that you need to sit with yourself. What are you running from? What hurts that you are just refusing to heal? If you face it, I promise you, as soon as you face it, yes, it hurts, but it won't hurt forever. And the reward, the freedom that comes from healing wounds that hurt us from past traumas sets us free from them. You aren't bound to what used to hurt you. You learn from it. You take the lesson out of it and you move forward. You don't live there and keep repeating the same cycle over and over again. Don't trap yourself there. You were so worthy of so much more, honestly. So don't trap yourself in thinking that you have to keep beating a dead horse to get a ride. You won't. You will not get a ride. So with that being said, do what you can for you. And one foot in front of the other. All you can do is what you can do right now. And if you can't do it right now, what can you do right now? Okay? So take your time. I'm also saying that a lot of you need to speak up for yourself. Communicate your boundaries and your needs. If it doesn't work for you, let them know it doesn't work for you. Don't subject yourself to suffering simply because you want to see others happy. That is not fair, and it is 2020. We are way past that. We're not doing that anymore. We're not sacrificing ourselves for the greater good of other people. It's time for us to look out for the greater good in ourselves, because ultimately that feeds the collective. If you're a better you go out into the world a better person. You're feeding better energy into everybody because you feel good about where you are in your life. So don't allow pleasing other people to get you at a low that you have a hard time recovering from. We letting all that go. We're letting it go. Okay, so do what makes you happy. Do what feels good. If you enjoy writing, I see some of you really like to write. Some of you like to paint. Do that. Do it. That thing that you feel like you won't really be accepted if you let people know that you do, it's time to do that. Who cares? Who cares? If you're not happy, who cares? The moment you start doing things that make you happy, it becomes so much easier to live your life. It becomes so much easier to be happy, because at that point, you're doing something that you can really care about. You're doing something that makes you feel good. Okay? Take care of yourself first. This time out is exactly what was needed for many of you. Some of you work so hard. I can't even tell you the last time you took a break. Some of you work yourselves extremely hard, and right now, you need to take a load off. If you absolutely feel like you have to be doing something productive, sit in your bed and write in your notebook. Plan something out. Or you're binge watching your favorite series on Netflix or whatever. Who cares? Whatever. Just take it easy. Go easy on yourself, especially mentally. A lot of you are really wrecking your brains mentally. Be nice. Goodness. Be nice. You don't have to be so mean. You can love yourself. There's no crime in that. There is absolutely no crime in that. You can be vulnerable. I know it's scary in the world that we live in, but if anybody deserves your vulnerability, it's you. You can be gentle with you. You can be compassionate with you, because you deserve that. You don't have to be guns and swords all the time. Just enjoy life a little bit. And when negative energy comes in, let it roll off your back. Who cares? Whatever. Who cares what a hater gotta say? As long as you are doing things that fuel where you're going in life, every action, every connection, every resource is benefiting your long-term growth, then you are right where you need to be. Even if you aren't where you feel like you need to be, where you want to be, you are where you're supposed to be right now. Right now. So don't get caught up in comparing your timeline to someone else's, because the only thing you should be comparing is who you are today and who you were yesterday and who you want to be tomorrow. That's it. That's all. It's so much easier to love from a place when you have love for yourself. Like, loving from a place of genuine love for oneself is a love undeniable. Because if I can love me and I can see reflections of myself in you, it's impossible for me not to love you. Like, oh, you are incredible because you're human, just like I am. You've got flaws just like me. Boom. That makes us a lot alike, believe it or not. Even our differences make us alike. Boom. So just slow down. Take your time. Alright? Plan things out. I definitely feel like it's going to be a good emotional time for a lot of you. However, get out of your head and just enjoy things for what they are. You don't need to overthink it. There's a lot of overthinking going on. Stop overthinking it and just do it. Just feel it. Just love it. Just embrace it. Just accept it for what it is and what it does for you. Alright? I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves, especially, drink some tea, have some vitamin C, make sure you're fueling your mind with good things, as well as your heart and your soul. Make sure you're doing things that are good for you and longevity, as I've said before. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I'm so grateful, as always. And I will be doing the element videos as well. However, I just felt like it was really important for me to get on and do this for you guys, because I just feel like it's really important that we focus on the positives. We focus on things that we can control right now and not things that we can't. So I am sending so much love and light, and I'm sharing endless happiness and progressive energy with all of you. And I hope that you are having a wonderful transit and taking it a bit easy on yourself. I will see you next time.